Let them in, brother.
All right. All right.
Hey,
Hey,
everybody.
everybody. It's always good to see you guys face in the place. We got a lot of you tonight. This is very exciting. This is going to be our first Thursday of many to come. And we're so glad that you're here. And we're glad that the people took heed of this and they went out and they talked to people and they got their friends and their families and their acquaintances on this call. Because, listen, every call that we do, this call is for you. It's for you. And we're so proud to have you here because, like I've always said, if it wasn't for you guys, there wouldn't be a call. So I'm just excited, fired up because this is going to be one of these that you just got to sit back and enjoy this because we've got some incredible people on this call tonight. So you guys,
Jesus
all
Christ.
I
What's
can
it
tell you is,
again?
I mean, kind of mute some folks out here, but I'm going to tell you guys tonight is the night, and we're starting something that you've never seen before. And there's not a company out there that's going to be anything like Fun Saver. So you guys sit back, relax, and I'm going to bring my business partner on here. That man, I tell you, this guy told me about this company almost 6 years ago, and I have never, ever, ever gotten upset about him telling me about this because this company is incredible, y'all. So you're in for a treat. So with that being said, I'm going to bring up my brother from another mother down in Houston, Texas, Mr. Ron Pruitt.
Hey, thank you, Clyde. I really appreciate you doing this for me. Right back at you. We've had a great time together for the years that we've known each other. I'm going to do something this evening. I'm kind of leaving the room open. So if you come on and you know that you're not muted, could you please mute yourself? Because, first of all, this is being recorded. With that said, got a lot of information, a lot of exciting information that I want to cover this evening with each and every one of you. So I'm going to give you a second here to go ahead and get your pen and pad ready because you're going to need it. I know we're recording this, but you're going to need your pen and pad because we've got some special guests on here this evening that's going to bring some information to you that is on fire. Okay? So hold on a second. Here's what I want to do. Let me kind of go through what's going to happen this evening. I put together a slide presentation, and it's about a new product, a new entity inside FunSaver Network. You know, it was December the 18th, 2024, that we said that was the day we opened. We opened the company that day. And we said that day that eventually we dreamed of this. Shane talked about it constantly, and I couldn't wait. I mean, I knew it was going to be huge. And he has accomplished that feat. Okay? He has truly accomplished that feat. And that feat is, as we always said, we would absolutely someday, and we hoped in a year, that we would be able to do live selling on the internet. And that's where we're at. We have accomplished that feat, and it's super exciting. And I want to go over all of this with you guys this evening. So I'm going to ask you if you would please, whatever noise you have around you at the moment, please get rid of it. Please get rid of it. I want you locked in on this presentation this evening because I'm telling you, just as sure as I'm sitting here, what I'm about to show you and the proof that I'll show you behind it, what I'm going to show you tonight is literally going to change some people's financial future. Not everybody's, but it will change some. Okay? With that being said, let me share my screen. Hold on, let's get started. Okay. Let me go to the beginning, play from the start. Here we are, everybody. Listen, I have this screen up at first, and I know what it says. It's for pro members only, but tonight is not for pro members only. Tonight is for everybody. If you're a free lifetime member, if you're a pro member, or if someone invited you here tonight to go, they're doing something special. You're going to want to plug in over here, okay? I see a lot of people on tonight that I haven't seen in a minute. And let me first say welcome. Welcome to you guys that came back, you girls that came back. Welcome to the ones that's here all the time. Welcome to everybody looking at this for the first time, because it's absolutely amazing what is happening. Okay? So let me minimize this. I gotta get this out of the way, everybody. Okay. So, and you're gonna have to excuse me because I just got over pneumonia, and every now and then I'll have to cough. So just one of those things. Let's get started. Before we get into this new entity that Mr. Hendricks has brought into FunSaver Network, I want to just spend a second recapping exactly what FunSaver Network already is. Because I'm just telling you, there's a lot of people that might be on this call that I've reached out to that said, FunSaver Network, I didn't know you guys are even around anymore. So I want to kind of recap exactly who we are and where we are, what we've done. So we still have this entity called FunSaver Network, and inside this entity, we still have two memberships. We have the lifetime free membership. That's still there, okay? And what does that give you access to? Well, it gives you access to everyday savings, which we call fun finds. There's more than that, but I focus on the fun finds because that part of your dashboard on the fun finds, Monday through Friday, there is new things being put in there every single day that you should go and look at while they're there, because there might be something that you want to purchase at 70 to 90% off. That is still there. Then we have exclusive health and wellness products. When I say exclusive, that's what I mean. You cannot get these products anywhere else except through FunSaver Network and through your own dashboard. It is available to free members, but it's also available to pro members, okay? As a free member, you have custom replicated websites, 4 of them, that as a free member, you can actually share those websites and bring in other free lifetime members. And there's a rewards plan that is built for free lifetime members. Now, it's not crazy big, it's minimal, but it's there to help you put some money back in your pocket as you bring in other free members. I did just say that. Free members can bring in other free lifetime members and make some money, okay? But let's go to the pro members because it's still there. Now, the pro members is a $25 a month membership. Hang on, we're going to get to the stuff you're here for, but we got to get through this first. As a pro member for $25 a month, that's it, no more. Again, you get the everyday savings like in the fun finds that we talked about with the free members, but the difference is you pay less for them because you're a pro member, right? It's kind of like going into Walmart and you're just a person walking into Walmart as a customer and you don't get the perks and you don't get all the discounts. But if you're one of their members in Walmart, you get the discounts and you get perks. It's the same. Still have the exclusive health and wellness products for pro members as well. But again, you're going to pay less for the products than a person that's a free member. Still the same custom replicated websites, no different. But here's what is different. You get 2 exclusive replicated 2 savings apps that you use. We love them. The people that use them, I'll tell you, save more money on your daily shopping, going to restaurants on these apps, cashback, savings apps, that more than covers $25 a month if you just use them. We have a discount telemed plan, and it covers a family up to 8. And now, because Shane is such a great guy, we have this thing called mystery boxes. I'm going to explain to you what that means. But also as a pro member, you're entitled to all of our rewards plans, which is our compensation plan. And you also are entitled to the new one, which is called the bonus plan. And remember that pro membership is $25 a month. Now, before I go any further, one of the special guests tonight is Mr. Shane Hendricks, our founder and our CEO with FunSaver Network. Now, I want to say something before he comes on. I have known Shane now going on, I believe, well, I know it is, 7 years. Shane Hendricks came into my life through this industry that we know as network marketing, MLM. I've never met a person like Shane Hendricks ever. And I'm telling you that because he has a different mindset. Yes, he's a business owner. He owns multiple businesses. But I will tell you, when you meet Shane and you get to know Shane, he has one thing that he loves to do. He loves to look at programs and put programs together that truly is set as an asset for customers, where it has an ability to change other people's financial future. And I'm not just saying that. Look, I've been in this industry for a long, long time, and I've met a lot of owners, and I've sat down at tables and broke bread with them. And some of those owners, you know what I'm talking about. Some of those owners, you don't want to ever be around them again. And sometimes when you walk out of that room, you feel like you need to take a shower. If you've been in this industry for a while, you understand what I'm saying. Shane Hendricks is not like that at all. At all. So, Shane, can you hear me okay?
I can, Ron. Thank you.
Shane, I just want to bring you on here, and you have the floor, sir. You're the CEO, you're the owner. But I just want you to take the floor and just, I don't know, tell them a little about yourself and let them know why you're excited about what you have put together that we will roll out very, very soon.
All right, I'll do so. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate always the accolades you give me, and I appreciate everybody that's on this call, everybody that has been a part of us Fund Saver Network and 5PC Global, as a lot of people know it, as that we have been in the past, and just really appreciate everybody that has stood by everything that we've done. Ron, I appreciate you. I see Clyde George on here. I see Bobby on here. So many people that there's Bobby waving now. So many people that are on here that have been with us for a long time. I know we have a special guest coming on that has become an awesome partner with the company. So so many things that FundSaver has already done. Ron is correct. It feels like 5 years ago we said something about going live and how exciting that was going to be. Even though that wasn't 5 years ago, it was really only a year ago. It has not been long. FundSaver Network has really only been, I think it was December 18th of 2024. So just a little bit over a year now for FundSaver Network. So a lot of things have happened during that time. Uh, just a little bit about myself for you guys that have never met me and not been a part of what we're doing. I hope one day we all do get to meet. I can't wait. I know when we started this thing back in the COVID days, I couldn't wait till we could all get together and see each other. So that's going to be real soon. We're going to put something together, especially with these new exciting plans that we have. But for you guys that don't know me, started a company when I was 17, 18 years old. Continued to have that company now. The name of that company in Chattanooga, Tennessee is called the Plaque Shack. It was a trophy shop, and continue to have that trophy shop it is now online. And we have several businesses that have stemmed off of it. So we do say we have brick and mortar companies, and we now have or we have online companies. We have one company that has 750,000 customers around the world that we sell ID badges and name tags to. Through 5PC Global, we have many companies that we have helped to help their digital footprint. You guys that know 5PC Global, you are fixing to see a major change in our company. It's not what we're talking about today, but you're fixing to see something amazing related to our digital marketing. I can't wait to roll that out here in the very near future. We actually thought we were going to get it rolled out in 2025, but we will have it rolled out pretty soon. So very amazing. But again, what we're talking about today is something we talked about last year, and saying that if we can go live in our company and be the first to do so and be the first to pay you guys that are out there promoting FundSaver Network, we thought it would be an amazing thing. And when I say pay you guys, a lot of times, a lot of people kind of misinterpret that. To me, I would rather pay affiliates. I'd rather pay people out there sharing our company than I would like to pay a billboard. It is the absolute fastest way of growth for us as a company. And I will promise you, it is the fastest way of growth for you as a consultant, an affiliate, a business owner, whatever you want to call it. There is no faster way than the duplication of the models that we've put in place. And with these new additions, the new bonus plan that we're putting in place, um, once that's in place, guys, just go out there and share what we're doing. It's going to be so easy to share. Ron's going to tell you here in a little while how easy it's going to be to share, how exciting it's going to be to share. But I will tell you, Ron, and everybody else, this is the start of the live sales for us. If you go out right now and start looking into live sales, several companies out there, you all know them, Whatnot, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all kinds of things that are doing live sales. We're going to attach to those companies. We're going to utilize the volume of people that they have, and we're going to go and build this business on top of all that. And just we already have proven it. And that's the thing for the people that are in the know in the company that have been around here with us for a little while. They've seen exactly what we've done here over the past, Ron, I think it's only been about 5 weeks now, maybe 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And they see what we've already done and how many members have come in because of it. So this is only the beginning. Can't wait to go to the next level.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to the next level either. And Shane, I want to step out here for a second and let you know how much I truly appreciate, number one, your friendship. That means a lot to me. And number two, I know there's a lot of people here that knows you and gets to talk to you, and they appreciate your friendship as well. And there's a lot of people on here that would say the same thing I say about you, that you're just a different guy. You're just cut different. But I want to thank you for everybody on here that you're the person that you are. Because every time you and I talk, and every time we talk about a bonus plan or the compens or whatever it is, you're always the guy that says, I want you, Ron, to make sure when you put this together that the people get paid well. You've always said that. And you've always stood by that. And I just know that's different. In this industry, I just know it's different and it means a ton to me. So I want to say thank you for that, Shane. And thank you for being here this evening. I'll say that on behalf of everyone here. I know you're super busy. You're more than welcome to hang out or whatever you need to do. But thank you, Shane. I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome, Ron. And yeah, one more thing, Ron, about what you just said. There are a lot of networkers and affiliate people that are in this call. I see them, I see their faces. So I don't mind talking about the fact that when Ron talks about that, I want you to get paid. We've seen so many programs out there that are amazing. They have done amazing. I am not disrespecting anything they've done. They have literally done what they said they're going to do. They've signed up so many people. The one thing that we wanted to put in place, and it has taken us till now.
Mm-hmm.
It really, I mean, when I say till now, I'm talking, it hasn't been maybe even a week since we have gotten something finalized that we feel as good about as we do right now. But one of the things is I've always said, if you bring somebody to the table, if you bring somebody to Fun Saver Network, I want you to get paid. I want it to be a home for you. I want you to be able to do something that you've not done for your family, that if you want to continue to grow with us, that there's a place for you and there's a reason for you to stay. Um, I feel like we have now come up with something that is going to over accomplish that. And I look forward to everybody coming in and being a part of that. If you want to come in and save money with Fun Saver Network, come on. If you want to come in and make money with Fun Saver Network, come on. Either one you want to do, there's so many things and so many places for everybody in this company. And I will also tell you, as we told you day one, it is still only just begun. We're nowhere near where we're headed.
Yeah, amen, brother. The thing is, what did we just do? We made it through one of the hardest things about this whole deal is first starting a business. And then even harder than that is sticking around for a year. Well, we made it through that year and we did quite well. So thank you again for that, Shane.
Awesome.
All right, let's get moving. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Good
All
night,
right.
everybody.
All right, so before we talk about what's new, I want to kind of go over again exactly where Fun Saver Network has been, what's happened since December the 18th, what we've delivered for a year. Well, these are the things that we've done. We have delivered constant savings for everyday families, weekly and daily product opportunities, exclusive health and wellness products. We have a growing community of shoppers and builders. What we have now, in the very first year, very quietly, we've brought on about 20,000 new members in the first year, and I know now it's over 24,000. And why did people join before anything new was added? Look, we have people that pay $25 a month to be a pro member. Some of them want to build, some of them don't want to do anything but get real money savings on their everyday purchases with the apps. And they do it to access products like our health and wellness products. It's not available to the public. You can't go find it on Amazon. You can't go find it on eBay. You can't go get it off a store. They are exclusive to this company. That's it. And we put it together, and there's been people out there that's been sharing something useful for others, savings, buying things at 70 to 90% off. Some people are changing their financial future as we are right now. And some people just want to be a part of something that's bigger than them, but it's simple and it's fair. It's simple. And then something interesting has happened. You, ladies and gentlemen, that's been here for that year, that's been hanging in there with us, and we really appreciate you doing that, is you started asking questions. You started asking for more engagement. What does that mean? You started asking for more things, different things that made more sense, things that you could sell easier. And builders that's with us started asking for more leverage. What does that mean? Give us a way to make more money. That's what builders want. So Shane, the company, listened. And guess what we have? We have this thing called Mystery Fun Finds. That's what's happened. And I'm going to explain Mystery Fun Finds to you absolutely. Okay? So first let me tell you what Mystery Fun Finds is, because I'm just going, what is Mystery Fun Finds? Let me explain. So not long ago, I was cruising through this social site called TikTok. And I saw something on TikTok that caught my eye. I stopped scrolling, right? Because that's what people on TikTok do. Scroll, 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 scroll. But something froze me in my tracks. I saw a couple on TikTok that was live, and they had these huge cardboard boxes behind them, and they were taking this cardboard box in front of them. And then I saw up in the top right-hand corner, there was over 700 people on that live. And as it was scrolling through, when I got into the room where you can see the scroll, what people are saying, here's what I saw. I want to buy one. How do I get one? How do I get one? How much are they? Where do I buy one? And I'm going, what are you buying? What I found out was they're buying those mystery boxes. And they're going back to the back. Someone would place an order. They would get an order number. They'd put the order number on the box. They would go back to these big gaylords, and they would grab these packages that are already wrapped up. They don't know what's in them, and they put them in the box, and their guarantee was this. We don't know what's in them, but we guarantee you we're going to stuff this box as fat as we can get it. And they did. And I went, oh my God, this is crazy. What's going on? So what did I do? I immediately sent that to Shane and said, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. And he watched it and he goes, that's interesting. That's how all this started not too long ago. Now, one of the things you need to understand, we're doing that exact thing. We're already there. And I'll cover that with you as we go forward. But when you're a pro member, watch this, folks. When you're a pro member and you refer a free lifetime member to our TikTok live and they go buy a box, guess what? You get paid. Why is that important? Here's why that's important. Nobody else is doing that. Look, on TikTok, there's a lot of people that's doing this already. And they're keeping all the profits. All of them. So we always want to be different than everybody else, right? So I know this says our golden nugget boxes. It shouldn't say boxes. It should say golden nugget pieces, because the golden nugget pieces are going into boxes, right? So here's the difference between us and everybody else now. When the other people, when they load their boxes, and look, we're doing the same. It's called non-deliverables. If everybody knows what a non-deliverable is, you know those trucks that deliver things that you buy to your door. You know, the UPS, the USPS, all those trucks that deliver to your door. Have you ever ordered something and for whatever reason you never got it and they never found it? That's what non-deliverables are, right? And it's already wrapped up and packaged, and that's what they're stuffing in those boxes. And we're doing that today. And we're selling a lot of boxes, and we have a lot of people joining the company because of that, right? So that's what they're doing. And it's phenomenal. It's fun. People are having fun. That's why they do it. It's fun. So what we're doing is different. Not yet, but we're getting there. Should be right around the corner. Is the people that are stuffing those boxes live, they don't know what's going in those boxes. Because remember, they're wrapped up. They're non-deliverables. They don't know, right? And the people don't know, but they're buying them. And they're loving buying them because it's fun. Well, because Shane is Shane, and because Shane is the person that he is, that model just like I did and said, this is amazing. This is phenomenal about selling live on the internet. And we're doing it, but Shane is different. I told you, he's just cut different. He doesn't like sending things to people that they don't know what they are and having that opportunity of somebody being not happy about what they got. Now, we're going to continue doing that, but we're going to make those boxes even better, right? The non-deliverables. Let's talk about the new boxes with the golden nugget pieces, right? What's different about these boxes is when we buy these things in these huge boxes called Gaylords, on these, we're going to know what's in there. We know what's in there. So when you buy one of these boxes, here's the only guarantee we can make you, is that when you buy that box with the golden nuggets in there, here's what's going to happen. The MSRP is going to be above what you spent on it. What's happening right now, that there's thousands of boxes being sold every day, you can't say that because you don't know what's in the packages. So when you're a pro member and you refer someone that's connected to you, whether they're a free member, whether they're a pro member, when they go in there and purchase one of these boxes, or when they go in there and purchase one of these other boxes that we have, which is the non-deliverables, you get paid. Look, nobody's doing this. This has never been done in this industry. It's never been done in the MLM world. It's never been done before. We are the first. The first. And all the people out there right now doing their boxes, their mystery boxes, they're not paying anybody. And they don't know everything going in there. We do. This is the shame that I like to tell everybody. He thinks outside the box. We're leaps and bounds in front of the other people, but more importantly, he wants to do it where the consumer gets great stuff, and if they want to, they can change their financial future. That's who he is. That's who I've known for almost 7 years, right? And before I go any farther into this, I have another special guest. I want to introduce you to our special guest. Now, this person, along with her husband, has absolutely been a blast with this company. We have worked with them for over a year, since we opened the doors. She's amazing. Her husband is amazing. I don't know if he can get in this evening, but I know she's here, right? So what I want you to do, because she's got a lot of information for you guys, if you don't have a pen and paper, I want you to get it out, and I want you to take a lot of notes. Got to take a lot of notes. So the person that I'm speaking of is Mrs. Kesia Lyons. She is our special guest. She's also our $1 million earner. She's a $1 million earner, and it came from this industry. Right now, she is the co-founder and co-owner of one of our vendor of NutriRelief. $1 million earner in the MLM industry, CEO of an international MLM company. She made $1 million and went to CEO of the company. She's worked with Tony Robbins. She's worked with Nike. She's a USC grad, business consultant. Guys, she did a training for us one day. It blew everybody away. She understands direct sales training, e-commerce. She's just smart, y'all. That's all I can tell you. Kesia, can you hear me? Keisha?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you loud and
Okay,
clear. Welcome to
perfect.
the show, Keisha.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Ron. That's such a beautiful introduction. I hear these introductions and I kind of blush, because it's very sweet. Thank you so very much for that.
Well,
Um,
it's all true. I mean, you've been a blast to work with for over a year.
thank you. And it's crazy because I look back at my life. I'm still young. I mean, I'll be 56. I had to think about that for a second. I'll be 56 in June. So relatively that's still very young, but I think about all the stuff that I've been through in the MLM and direct sales and then everything that followed from there. And I started young too. I was 18 years old. I was teaching aerobics at USC, which is University of Southern California, down here in California. And somebody introduced me to go look at a division of New Skin called, what was it called back then? I'm drawing a blank now. It was like a health and wellness division of New Skin. And because I was teaching aerobics, so I got into it. No clue what I was doing, none at all. And then I got into Rexall. Does anybody remember
Yes,
Rexall?
I
That was
do.
a long time ago. They had a product called Bios Life, which was a
Mhm.
fiber product. I mean, I think back, I'm like selling fiber. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Like, that's not the most exciting thing to sell. But I cut my teeth in there and didn't make much money, but learned a lot. Had a great sponsor who was actually a gentleman that owned about 10 different state farm insurance agencies, and we kind of targeted doctors. And so it was really interesting. We did luncheons and I learned a lot of skills and strategies and went to all of the regional events and the trainings. And you know what I'm talking about. Back then in the day, this is a long time ago, you guys,
Mhm.
Super Saturdays and all those crazy things. And then does anybody know ACN?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So one quick like side story is that I was in Rexall. I was very young. I think I was 22, 24, right there during college years. And I totally fell for a guy. So that was like that mistake number one because I kind of fell for someone, fell in love, and then didn't work out, which was good, very good because I'm so happy I met Daniel. But the bottom line was that I didn't focus on my business. And then when I had that experience of not making it, I was like, this is ridiculous. I need to get my act together. And I really want to. I really want to make some serious income. It wasn't just to hang out with people; it was to be successful as an entrepreneur. But I was young, and so I had to cut my teeth. So if anyone's had to cut their teeth, then you just got to give yourself some grace. And then I went into ACN, and that was a great experience. Got to the top at ACN, but it was really, really, really hard to make money. It was really hard. I mean, pulling reports and having to get customers, and you'd get so close, and someone would cancel, and then you'd get kicked down a notch. It was just difficult, but a lot of great skills and training. And then I decided I got to take a break, and I stopped. I just couldn't take it anymore. I got burned out. Has anyone gotten burned out by, direct
Mhm.
sales, MLM? You know the deal, right? And so I went on the road with Tony Robbins. And that was a really interesting experience being a national speaker for him. You can't really hang around Tony Robbins and be a slacker. It doesn't quite work. Like, you can't be a whiner or a complainer or, and you can't really play small. And we were called FSRs, field service reps, which is basically a glorified salespeople. But the internal company in San Diego thought that all of us were just a bunch of like really crazy, wacky people. And we were like super high energy. The way the structure went was that we would go and we would literally be flown into a city. It was called a cycle. We would have 6 to 8 weeks in that cycle. All of our boxes would be shipped. We would get picked up at the airport. We'd have rental cars, and we'd live in like those hotels that have little mini kitchens in them. Like
Mhm.
I forget what they're called, but the apartments that you kind of live in for a little while. And every single day, all we would do would be doing, and this is going to be very important because it's part of what I want to give as a nugget tonight as we move into just really making a strong plan for this year for all of these great announcements that just came out of here. But we would just do like Tony Robbins little gigs over and over and over and over again. The company in San Diego would set us up for 2 weeks, but then after those 2 weeks, because we were in another city, so they would make all these phone calls to book these free workshops with all of these different companies so that when we would land in that city, we'd have something to start going with the next day. But then we literally had to fight for our own referrals and feed ourselves. And we were on a draw. So we would get a little bit of money, but then if you didn't make any commissions or money, you owed money. So it wasn't salary, it wasn't a straight commission, it was a draw. So you'd have no one to do your Tony Robbins workshop for if you didn't literally master the art of asking for a referral. And if you didn't master the art of like networking and inviting people to open up doors for you. So a little bit different than like maybe inviting someone to get on a call like tonight, but same structure. Okay. So long story short, it was awesome. It was hard. I looked younger than I was. I got treated sometimes good by some companies, sometimes not so good. The car dealerships were the hardest. I'd be in a room full of like, 40 and 50-year-old men selling Mercedes Benz or Rolls Royces, and they would just look at me and they'd be like, little lady, what are you going to teach me that I haven't already heard? What are you going to show me that I don't already know? But I had the Tony Robbins structure that they gave us, and it was amazing. So that experience taught me to not give up and go back into the direct sales. And then an opportunity came my way. And then that other company was very different, kind of a hybrid comp plan. But that's where I ended up making $1 million of take home income, and wrote training guides and tools, and really learned that it can't just be about what you do. It has to be about the team that you create, meaning if you do really well, but you don't throw and I know you guys know this, but if you don't throw the rope over and get and help lift a bunch of other people up to those top income levels, then you're not really truly, this is my opinion, so please forgive me if you disagree with me, but you're not, in my mind, a real, honest, true leader. Because I saw lots of people getting to like the team coordinator levels and the RSVP levels and the SVP levels in ACN. And then they would get the, walking down on the big events, everyone carrying them on their shoulders, they'd get on the stage, all of that stuff that if anyone who's been in this industry knows. And then I would get on these calls and I'd ask them like, well, how many other, team coordinators, which was the second level above the top level, do you have? And they'd have like one. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you should have like 20, 30, 40, 50. Like, why aren't more people getting to this top level? So when I ended up making that money, I thought, okay, maybe this is a one-time hit wonder. Like the things I did, could it work for other people? And if it doesn't work for other people, I have to tweak it, because there's a blessing and a curse when you have a strong personality or you've been through enough crap that you end up figuring out how to do it. Because the blessing is that you get your teeth knocked out, and so you just get tenacious and you figure it out. The curse is people used to say, oh, well, Kesey could sell anything to anybody. She could invite anybody. She's a Tony Robbins trainer. This is really easy to her. She could sell ice to an Eskimo. And I thought to myself, that's not going to cut it. Like, how am I ever going to get to this level of true success in this particular industry if I don't have 50, 80, 100 other people really showing significant income successes? So that's when I got this mindset. It wasn't the way I was naturally built of how do I explain what I'm doing and do it in a way that I don't have to keep saying it over and over and over again a million times because it was making me tired. How do I put that into a written training guide? How do I record that on a video? How do I empower other people who might be a little scared to take the mic and actually present on a PowerPoint like tonight? Back then it was live a lot, Thursday night meetings and Super Saturdays, and it's a little different now. But still, it's the same concept of empowering other people, meaning that if you've ever been in this business, you'll know they say it's like, okay, you're in the back of the room when you start, right? As a low distributor person, you move your way to the front. Now you're presenting, you tend to be making more money. And then the goal is to put yourself in the back of the room again, right? Mm-hmm. So that somebody else is in the front of the room doing all the speaking and training, because you've taught and empowered all those levels of other people below you. And they're the ones now that get to shine. And so I figured that out. And that's how I was able to make, $1 million of actual take home money that was on my pay card. And so I share that with being humble. I share that with, I had to really cut my teeth to figure it out. It didn't happen easy. It took years and years and years. But there are some insights from that time and Tony Robbins and then everything after that what I've done. Because once I did that income and I created these training guides and manuals, and I don't do that. I'm not trying to be a coach in that industry. But I was able to license a lot of those things. And I made a lot of money from licensing the other companies. And that was awesome. And it was a blessing and fantastic. But there's some things I want to take away from that we could use for this particular FSN model, which is different. And also the world's different and people are different. And I've noticed that if I keep getting pitched or hyped or invited the same way, I just am really turned off. Yeah. If I don't feel like it's an authentic way that someone's communicating with me, I say no thank you, and I hang up the phone and I think to myself, are they never going to change? Are they never going to invite me a different way? Why isn't this landing a little bit more simplistic or authentic or more current to how we are today? So some of the things that you can tell me, I'll pause, Ron, of how much time we have, but some of the things I can share tonight and we can do another call are a little bit old school because they come from the land of Tony Robbins land. And then some are just some of the things I would like to share of just hindsight of now all these years and, doing what I did, figuring it out. And then I was also headhunted to be the CEO of an MLM company and turn that company around. So that was a whole other experience of going from a distributor to a top income earner to a trainer to now being in corporate. So it's like I got to see the whole enchilada of what it's like. And that's what I'm here to share with if I can be of any value.
Absolutely. You're worth a lot of value. But let me bring something to the attention of everybody here that might not have caught what you just went through. A lot of us here on this phone call, we understand the industry called MLM or network marketing. We're all in it. We've been through it, or whatever the case may be. But when you look at Casey and she just told you her life story, where did she start? Back of the room. She started in the back of the room. She worked herself all the way up to where? $1 million. Then she worked herself to where? CEO of an international MLM company. Where's she now? She is now one of the co-founders of a wonderful product called NutriRelief. And we're happy to say that that is our vendor. But when you think about that, how many times have you ever had a vendor of your product in a company that truly started at the back of the room and went through everything in this industry all the way to the CEO? That's your vendor. I love having a vendor that understands what we do instead of just hawking product, right? Now, let me tell you something else that I find amazing. I have never had, in all of my 35 years of this industry, a vendor that has a product, and when they send it to you, their phone number's on it. And if you call the number, guess who answers? Her or her husband to answer your questions. And if you don't get an answer, leave a message. They will call you back. Promise. If you have questions about how does it work? Where do I put it? What do I do? They will tell you. Because another couple that has come into my life that truly is doing this to help other people. Yes, look, they want to make money. Don't we all? They're not telling you they don't want to make money. That's not going to happen. But what they are telling you, they understand one thing. That to build their business, which is, if you don't know, it is a clinical product that goes out across the USA to doctors and clinics with what they have, right? You might not know that, but I just told you. They truly have a heart, just like Shane Hendricks, that truly wants to help people get healthy. They don't have this heart of, how big can I make this business? Okay, listen, we've got Fun Saver Network over here, and they're just not going as fast as we want to go, so we're going to find another company too. They don't do that. That's not happening here. That's why I feel in my heart of hearts, after doing this for 35 years of my life, I've done well, I've done bad, I've done all kinds of things in this industry. It just seems to me that things are lining up the way they should be. And Kesia, I don't know where your husband is. Hope he can hear me.
He is in the kitchen.
Tell Daniel I said, we love him. We love you. We're so glad you guys are with us. And thank you for spending your time on here this evening. And if you want to give one little tidbit of information that can help everybody here quickly, please be my guest.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And you guys were all in this together. And I'm going to put something in the chat box. I just kind of like wrote 1 through 10, and then I'm just going to go through them quickly just to leave everybody with something that we can all, including myself, focus on as we just kind of like really get this year going. But I first want to just really acknowledge Ron and Shane and Shelly. And, it was Bob Bearden that brought us to FSN, the first introduction. But I remember that very first call that Daniel and I were with Ron and Shane. And you guys, I left being the CEO of that company so I could go full time with my husband, Daniel, to really build our business, NutriRelief. And I love it. I am so happy. I wake up and I say to him, I can't believe we actually are the manufacturer and the formulators and the business owners and the founders of making these product lines that will literally help people like in a very significant way. I say to him, thank you so much, because he started, he only had one formulation, and then I came on board. We met, we got married. We have a love story from eHarmony. We always thought eHarmony should hire us as a couple and we should get on eHarmony. Okay, it's so funny, but that's another day for another funny story. But they never did. But anyways, it did work because we found each other. But the long story short of it is that I came on board and we were able to go from like, just one formulation to over 40 formulations and right? But I tell him, like, if I die tomorrow, if I don't make it, like, I'm so happy that I do this with you. I love you. I really love that my mark is to be able to make a widget, a thing that actually can make people happier and healthier and make a difference. And when we first got that call with Ron and Shane, we had been pitched by so many companies, you guys, that wanted our products. I can't even tell you. I mean, some dining and wining and luncheons and this and that. And they always wanted us to make our product last for 4 years, 4 year shelf life. Well, then that can't go into your bloodstream. We want you to make it really cheap. Well, that's not what we have. We have a premium quality product. Like, I'm sorry, you don't go to, Mercedes-Benz or BMW and say, please make me a cheap car. Like, that's not their brand. So we just kept turning people away and turning people away. And then when we had that call with Shane and Ron, we both looked at each other after. We went, I wonder if these guys are really going to pull through. We felt something. We were really excited. We had this like twinge and gut, like, this is really going to be different. And it's really because of the way that Shane and Ron looked at some of the business sides. I won't go into details, but like, they looked at our pricing, our wholesale, and it wasn't about trying to get the product to be a cheaper product so it's not as effective. It was, Shane was like, I'm not worried about that. I want to build this community of members. I'm not going to worry about trying to make all my money off of a product. And you guys have to understand that's really different, because every other MLM company that wanted our product, and I know they have a comp plan, they wanted to mark it up like 10 times. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like, it's a $59 melatonin trauma max cream and you want to sell it for $100? Like, I just, like, my mind was like once they find out it's really only $59 and then you guys get it even less, okay? Like, right, you're getting it like at super all the time Cyber Monday pricing. I loved Shane and Ron for that. I looked at Daniel and I said, this might actually work, you guys. This might actually be the partnership that actually understands how the nature of what we have as a vendor, as a manufacturer, because we manufacture ourselves. We are not, there's no middleman. We talk directly with the lab and our chemists. I said, this might be the right group of people that actually could get this and really help get the word out. So I really, really want to acknowledge you, Ron, and Shelly and Shane and Bob. And then I really want to thank all of you guys that are in this community. Okay, Rory and Jim and Bobby and Mike and some of the other people that I've gotten to know a lot better. I'm telling you guys, like, we couldn't do it without you. So I don't mean that as a pep thingy. I mean it truly from my heart that, we're not big. We want to become big, and we're going to come big because of you guys with FSN. But this partnership is the real deal. So if you're new or you're in FSN and you're not totally taking advantage of the whole model of FSN, and then also just like leveraging our particular, we're just one vendor in the lineup of awesome stuff. But if you're not leveraging what we have, then please do, because I got to tell you, as an owner, this is truly a very unique company that is creating a very different scenario of pay plans, opportunities, things that they offer, replicated sites, how they handle the vendors. And I can speak from a place of like literally being in the back of the room as a distributor, you guys, starting from the low level, nobody, to the CEO of a company, and then seeing what real CEO owners do when I had no power, but I was just the face of the CEO, but I didn't control anything, really didn't control anything, to now finally being able to own a company and then work with people that own FSN that actually really are doing this right. Okay, so just take it for what it's worth, that hindsight and experience puts a full new perspective on the table.
And thank you so much, Keisha. Thank you so much. And one thing I'm going to add, we're going to keep moving. She mentioned it, you might not have caught it. Now, Keisha and Daniel make this product, they formulate this product, and yes, they do sell it across the country, and they send it to clinics and doctors and things of that nature. But they also have a website where you can buy it as well, right? But this is what is amazing to me. Hope it's amazing to you. They allow us at Fun Cyber Network, if you're a member of our company, it doesn't matter if you're free and it doesn't matter if you're pro. You can literally buy the same exact product that they have on their website for less than what they sell it for. What?
Yep.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Like put yourself in Daniel and my shoes and think about that. We're like, okay, we know those guys get it for like Cyber Monday discounts every day. Why would we do that? Why would Daniel and I do that? Why, as a company owners, would we do that if you're like an owner of a company? Because it's the nature of the relationship with Shane and Ron. It's the nature of the fact that this is to grow a membership community. And that fact that Shane is not trying to make his success off of a product, but rather off of growing that membership. It's kind of like the concept of Costco. Everybody, when COVID hit, they wanted them to raise that $1.50 hot dog Coca-Cola little combo. And if you ever read that story, they refused to do it, even though everybody else and all the vendors and everything and their vendors, I mean, it's a great story. You should go Google research. They would not raise the $1.50 hot dog soda combo. And because of that integrity and stability, they grew their membership base to be this huge Costco membership base. Same concept. I know it doesn't always feel like that because you guys are trying to grow and we're growing with you, but literally that is the difference. And that's why Daniel and I said, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Even though you guys get it a lot cheaper than what we sell on our site, that's okay because it's about doing the right thing the right way.
Man, that's perfect. Thank you, Keisha. Hey, Daniel, I know you're back there. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah. So I know we're watching the clock, and I put something in the. I don't know if you want to get rid of my PowerPoint face. Thank you so much. I love you. That's awesome. But so I can see everybody. If the screen will change, Ron, I don't know if you want to get rid of that.
No, I can't. I'd have to back out and come back
okay,
in. We'll leave it set like it is.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. If you guys look in the chat box, I'm just going to quickly just go through something. And because of the time, I'm just going to touch on this and say like a little nugget quick. And then, Ron, anything that you would ever want to invite me back on a call to go into further of this, I will. I can. Okay. But I just want to give you guys this because Ron's like, how do we get, not how, like everybody thinks about this. I do too. Everybody, every entrepreneur, everybody. How do we grow? How are we going to do this year? What's the plan for 2026? So the first thing I wanted to put in there, some of this is like you guys have heard this before, but let's just quickly review, is the mindset. And it's not the same old mindset because I've done something different on myself and I'm still working on it this year. This month. But it's the mindset of what am I willing to give up? So yes, I'll do the go for goals and the must goals, but what am I willing to give up? For example, am I willing to give up like worrying about what other people think? Am I willing to give up having to have the perfect invitation script if I was in your guys' shoes, right? Am I worrying about having to have the perfect everything for Neutral Leaf? No. I'm not going to do that. Am I worrying about playing small? Am I going to, what am I willing to give up? So I'd like to throw that out there to maybe, have a cup of coffee or tea or, something that you can sit in the morning, some quiet time and just say, what am I willing to give up this year of 2026 that's keeping me from where I want to go? Okay. And then write down those things. So it's a little bit different mindset instead of like, oh, here's what I want. Here's my to-dos, my goals. What am I willing to give up? Is a different slant that you no longer, I'm willing to give up an hour a night to then, focus on. I'm willing to, stop the negative self-talk. Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't even, I don't mean to do that to myself, but I got to start catching myself. Like whatever is in that world, your sphere, do that exercise. Mm-hmm. I have something else that gives an example, Ron, if you want me to send that to you later that you guys could use and put up into whatever the app, maybe shall I like to put? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. The other one, number 2 is, this is really good. This is, probably heard this before, but it's a good reminder. When you do your goals for your FSN business or whatever other business you're doing in your life or job or whatever you might have going on right now, I really found that when I would do what's called the go for goal and the must get goal, it was a different way of thinking about my goals, meaning that I would have like a sheet of paper or a whiteboard and have that down the middle because the go for goals were big. Like I know my psyche, my mind think, oh yeah, sure, right? I don't know about that. But I put them on there. I put it down. Go for it. And because I said go for it, it allowed there to be space, like energetically, for it to happen. But then you have to have a must, like I must do this. I must, and whatever that is, okay? And then the internal drive. So one of the things I'm noticing that's different as everything's just changing in the world is that there has to be some type of a personal internal drive. So maybe it's money and you say to yourself, but you have to hone in on something. Maybe it's like, I really want to get this $10,000 credit card paid off. I really want my FICO score to go up higher. I got to pay like $1,000 on all these different credit cards or whatever your finances are, okay? Or I really want to pay my mortgage off. Or I really want to go on that vacation and I'm going to look at it and it's going to cost me maybe $5,000. I mean, really hone in. It could be money, right? Not just like, oh, I want to make an extra 100 grand, but something else that's going to internally motivate you. It could be family. It could be kids. I really want to do this for my significant other and surprise them. I really want to get this for my kids, meaning that you could do it if you had the extra money to do it, but attach something that's more specific, because if we're just honest with each other, it's really easy to get like shiny object syndrome and just get distracted. And it's really easy to be like, oh my gosh, it's, Valentine's Day and I haven't even done anything yet. Okay. I kind of notice that on a week to week basis. Like I'm supposed to watch all this stuff and get all these things done, some of my tasks. And here we are, you guys, it's Thursday. And have I done it yet? No. Okay. I mean, I talked to my video editor last Tuesday. Have I done it? No. Okay. So it's really easy to get like so overwhelmed. So if I remind myself, like I'm doing this because like, that's it, man. I mean, I'm putting, I'm just making this up right now, but I'm putting 100 grand away in savings as an emergency fund, or I want 6 months of an emergency fund, or you know what? That's it. Cause like you guys that live in the Northeast, some of my friends in Michigan, it's freezing. I mean, I don't know how you guys are surviving. You're like living in Antarctica. I give you such huge hugs because it is absolutely beyond freezing. It'd be like, I want to buy 3 generators. You know what I mean? Like, whatever the case may be, it has to be something that's really tangible. Otherwise, the time's going to fly by again. Okay. Number 4, map out your plan. Quickly, when I made that $1 million take home pay, and the reason I say it this way is because it was actually 1.2 million to be specific that went on my pay card. Okay. So we were in a 50% pay plan. So I actually made, with my other business partners, I made $2.4 million in revenue sales in 10 months, and we got paid 50% of that. So 1.2 million went onto the pay card. And I like being very specific about it because it's not hyper bragging or ego. It's just that I had a goal of making in my life $1 million. Now, that particular company and product was a whole different time. It was a product that sold for $16,000. We would make $8,000 on a 50% cut. And so I had a whiteboard, and that's a lot. That's a big chunk to make that per pop. So you could get to $1 million a lot faster. But it's also harder to sell somebody $16,000. Okay. So like there's a give and a take. It's like you're just asking someone to come check out this awesome, club, and it doesn't cost them $16,000 to do it. So but at that time, that was my pay structure. Okay. So I got a whiteboard and I said, all right, $1 million divided by 8,000 is 125 people I got to get signed up. Now that takes me a year, that takes me whatever, I don't know, it's 125. And I put 125 on my chalkboard. And every time we got a sign up, I would cross it out and be like, 123 more people, 120 more people. Okay, 90 more people. And it was the weirdest thing because my mind wasn't really set up to receive that wealth or even keep that wealth at that time. But I just had that visual. So I'd like you to, and again, I share this because it's a crazy plan because we could get to $1 million a lot faster, making 8,000 a pop. But it was really hard, you guys, to get people to part with 16,000. But we did it. We did it in 10 months. So I think there was something about, and I look back and I think to myself, like, how did that happen? Because I wanted to make money in Rexall. I really wanted to make a lot of money in ACN. Like I wanted, why didn't that happen? But it was just different this time. I had to go through those learning curves to get to a place where I decided to slow down and start to really map this out. So make yourself some financial goals and then really decide based on the comp plan of what FSN and the opportunity payment plan that FSN gives us and say, these are the different things I'm going to leverage to make X amount of money per month. And that per month is going to then total up to make whatever that is. If it's 100 grand, if it's 500,000, if it's an extra, 30,000, I don't know what that is for you, but you got to get that tactical with it. Okay. It doesn't really occur until you actually make it that tactical. All right. The other thing was the Tony Robbins. So number 5, and I know it's 6 p.m. So we're at the top of the hour. So I'll go quickly. Tony always talked about focus on activity, not results, because I would always get lost. I would always focus on the result, like I'm not getting the result. And if you focus on that, this is really hard. Nobody's, giving me a Tony Robbins workshop. I can't seem to get these managers to call me back. I'm not really good at inviting. I invite people, but nobody's interested. I've called my whole database and everybody, blew me off. Then you're going to keep getting more of that. And I know it's cliche. I know we've heard this, but it's absolutely true. It stinks that it's true. But literally what you focus on, you will get. And so you must first check yourself at the door and say, I got to stop focusing on certain things. I got to change my mindset. I need to be like, I'm a person that invites with ease. I'm a person that has people call me back all the time. Even if it doesn't happen right away, you have to start to actually like say that, okay? Because that's a focus. So we would focus on just getting as many Tony Robbins workshops as possible, and whether they were goose egged or not. And Tony taught us, if you go do a little workshop and you don't sell one ticket, you come out of that with your chest out, your head up, and you own that goose egg. You don't come out here like being like, oh, defeated. So if you guys invite people to come look at FSN and nobody bites, nobody's interested, they all flake on you, they don't even call you back, welcome to the club. You're actually like in the club now. I mean, don't worry about it. Seriously, like do not feel like you are not doing well. We can tweak things and hone things to make it easier for you and more natural and more feeling in your own being authentic to share with people, which I have some great strategies that finally got me to the place that I was able to, what came out my mouth sounded and energetically was different finally. Okay. And then I started to get the results, but just want you to know, focus on activity, which means that if you just focus on sharing what Ron was just saying, and Shane was just sharing about, sending people the link to the TikToks, okay? Sharing FSN, sharing the Nutrilite products, sharing the real weight, sharing the mystery boxes, all of that kind of stuff. And you just focus on that activity, you are going to get results. You really, truly will. But you have to flip the switch and say, I got to get like the pipeline with the garden hose going through it, not a little tiny golf ball. Meaning that the golf ball is a very little bit of activity. The watermelon going through the garden hose of like pipeline of people is a big volume of activity. Okay. Also, negative body posture story. One of my Tony Robbins events, there was a woman sat like this with her arms crossed. I kid you not, like her sideways to me. I thought, oh man, no one's going to buy a ticket here. I'm like, I'm going to totally goose egg this workshop. And she was the only person that ended up buying the ticket, right, to go see Tony Robbins. And I thought, okay, well, I got one sale, next workshop. Well, she ended up taking like 10 of her friends, but that's not the takeaway here. I thought for sure everybody else that was like looking at me, totally motivated, go fight, yes, Tony Robbins, participating, doing the clap, doing whatever the heck we were doing those days. And she was the one person that didn't, and she was the only one that bought. So you cannot prejudge anybody. And I know we've heard this, but you really cannot, because then she introduced me, because her husband was in the military, to the head of the U.S. Army in Georgia. And I ended up doing workshops to all of the U.S. Army recruiters. It was the group of guys that does the U.S. Army recruiting in all of the different cities in Georgia. And we were stationed in Atlanta. And I ended up selling 100 tickets of the U.S. soldiers to go see, U.S. Army soldiers to go see Tony Robbins. I broke a company record. And it was from a girl that had her arms crossed, that had her back at me. I mean, I kid you not. Like, I would have never gotten in the door at the U.S. Army. There was no connection or relationship. I didn't even live in Atlanta. Pretty much every day I was lost. Everything was like Peach Street, Peach this, Peach that. I couldn't figure out where I was going. I was so confused. I loved the people and the ribs and the mac and cheese. I was lost pretty much every single day in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to get to these workshops. One person with the negative body image introduced me to the U.S. Army, sold over 100 tickets. They all came to the one event. I'll have to find those pictures and send them to you guys just for fun. Tony Robbins loved it. The entire center section of that stadium was all military people, men and women in their uniforms. It was so fun. He even brought the colonel up on stage to do one of the exercises. And so it was from one woman who I thought would be the one person that would never buy that $100 ticket. Okay. So really, truly this year, like wipe the mindset cobwebs away. Okay. And just be like, I cannot prejudge anybody. If they want to opt out, they will. I cannot be arrogant to say that I know if they will or won't be interested in FSN. I'm not going to do that to myself. Yep. Okay. Anyways, I know there's more, but we're going out 5 minutes. But really, really important to just never judge and really, really invite a lot. So the last thing I'll leave you with, and I see it's 5 minutes over, so I'll just tie it up. Number 9 and number 10. I'd like to go into that with you another night, but if you're like a fluid person that likes to invite, then just send people the TikTok link, right? That Ron's talking about. Hey, check out this link. You won't believe it. I got to follow up with you. Just fluid, okay. If you're someone that's a little bit more structured, I want to teach you something that will allow you to weed people out and do something that will provide a little bit more structure that will help you to get more people in your pipeline. Weed out the ones that really aren't interested maybe, and then do something that takes like 5 to 10 minutes with a group of people versus one-on-one, and really build your team. Okay. And then if there's nothing else, write this down for me as I sign off. Please write this down, because I'm not going to try to type it right now. The number one phrase that I used when I got to the place of realizing that I need to stop worrying about everybody thinks of me. I need to just share this information and invite as many people, because I don't know what the real story is that they might be going through behind the scenes. Okay. And I got to a place where I thought, it's pretty arrogant of me if I think that person might not be the one person that ends up, killing it. Okay. And then I think the one person that's going to kill it doesn't do anything. So I just learned, right? We've all learned that art lesson already if you've been in this industry. And so I started to invite like crazy. I just shared. And there's different structures and styles of sharing. But the one thing I always said, here's the sentence that I always said to everybody, and it helped me energetically come across on the phone or in person so that person didn't feel like I was pitching them, because I felt in my body that I wasn't pitching them. So it didn't land in their space like I was. I said, look, here's the sentence. I'm going to say it right now. I'm very committed that you hear about this company called FSN and what's going on with them. I'm just really committed, that's the key word, committed, that you get this information. But I'm not attached to what you do with it. Mm-hmm. So let me say it again. I know this sounds so corny, and I got to wrap it up, but I kid you not that a lot of times we don't share because we're uncomfortable in doing it ourselves. And then, or if we share in a certain way, it's not landing right, because the way we talk to people, we know we're doing something unconsciously. I'll get into all that later. But the point is that when I would say to Ron or to Rory, okay, or to Drew, I see Drew on there, or Marlene, or let's say Randall, or, Marcus, if I called you when I said Marcus, look, I'm just really committed that you hear about this company, FSN, and what they're doing, but I'm not attached to what you do with the information. So here, check out this link and let me know if you want to know more. Or, hey, I want to invite you onto a private call. Just jump on here for 5 minutes with me. And then if you want no more, great. If you don't, no big deal. I'll see you at church.
Yep.
Simple, fast, clean. But if I didn't say that sentence, I didn't create the space for somebody to actually then receive my invitation without them going, oh my God, Casey's pitching me on another company. Here we go again, another MLMer, right? Another annoying phone call.
Casey, what I want to do is, I know you could go for days because you have so much information.
That's it. I know. Thank you.
So what I want to do is, because we have such a good relationship, I'm going to be doing these calls on Thursday. You pick and choose when you have time or don't have time, once a month, whatever it is, strictly up to you. I'm not asking you to go back into your coaching or nothing like that. Not what I'm doing. I'm just asking you to share some of the knowledge that you have in the future with the people that are starving to change their life. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking.
You got it. Because there's a couple other things that Tony Robbins taught us that I really want to tell you guys about, that he really only taught the internal sales crew, and it's good. So I will pick a day and I will come back and I'll give you some secret inside nuggets. They're not like, I'm not going to get in trouble for sharing it, but it's the stuff that in our private meetings with him that he told us. So it's kind of fun.
Thank you. Thank you for spending, God, you gave more than what I thought you were going to do, actually. But thank you for hanging out with us this evening. And our relationship is far beyond FSN, whatever happens in the future. But we're going to be here forever, and so are you and Daniel. So thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
All right. Thank you very much. So let's keep going, everybody. Know what you're here for. Look, that was fantastic. You normally you pay for that. We got that for free. So let's move to the next slide. So why most people don't make it in home-based businesses, why they don't work, or why the business don't work for them. Most people, look, let's just be real. Most people in home business for one reason. They want to make extra money. And if somebody tells you I'm in it for the products, the next question you ask is, did you sign up to be an affiliate? They say they're not doing it just for the products. You learn these things. Here's what normally happens. Join someone and then they get orphaned. They run off and leave them. They don't care. They got you to join. They got your money. They're done. Not everybody, but I'm saying that seems to be the norm. And it's not their fault. They just don't know how to train you. Or they join just another YouTube company. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There's dozens of them. How many coffee companies are there? How many travel companies are there? How many such and such companies? There's tons of them, right? Or you're talking to somebody and they make a big promise to you, but it's never delivered. Never. Unrealistic expectations. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Get rich quick, right? That's not it. Because you might see somebody join a company and within 3 months they're making $10,000 a month. How did they do that? What you didn't see is how many years experience they have prior to that. You don't see how many people they can reach out and touch quickly, right? The following that they have. So don't ever judge yourself by someone else. And here's the big one, impatience. Nobody has the patience to stay in one spot and learn how to do it correctly, because the more you do it, the better you get. The longer you're there, the bigger your business. It's just the way it works. Everybody's got that shiny object syndrome. If I don't get rich in a week, I'm leaving. This is why it doesn't work. And then the last one, most people lack the marketing skills or they lack the real support. That's what happens. Because if you have those marketing skills, you're not one of those people who goes, well, I don't want to call anybody. I don't know what to say. I got nobody to call. And I know there's a lack of marketing skills. How many of you have had somebody call you and go, do you have a script I can use? Last time I checked, when you're talking with people, it's not scripted. It's not. So the problem normally is the model, the leadership. And a lot of the times it's just the individual's false expectations. And it's fear. False evidence appearing real. We've heard this before. But what if the system did the heavy lifting? Now, I know what system stands for. I've heard it 10,000 times. Save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. I get it. But I'm not talking about some digital system. Not what I'm talking about. What if you didn't have to sell anything? Everybody's going, what? Now you're lying. No, hold on. Hang on. We know that what we're doing is sales, and it'll always be sales. But what if you didn't have to feel like you were selling? Keisha just talked about it. What if you didn't have to sell anything? Or if you don't have to be on camera? Because in today's world, reaching out to the masses, normally you got to be on camera. And most people go, I don't want to be on camera. I want to do those faceless things. Or you got to learn marketing. Oh, I'll never learn how to do all that. I'm not technically inclined. Well, what if you don't need to sell live? What if you don't need to go live? What if you don't need products? You don't need inventory. You don't need to convince anyone to do anything that you're doing. All you simply learn how to do is invite people to watch something. That's it. I'm committed to getting you to go look at this thing. It's live on TikTok, but I don't really care what you do with the information. That's what Keisha just said. If they go watch it and they buy, guess what? You're paying. So now you don't need to learn all this stuff. You don't need to wear a white coat because you're in a health and wellness company that takes forever to learn what that stuff is, and you got to explain what. You don't need to do that, right? Here's why I'm telling you why e-commerce and live selling is so big. This is not my numbers. This is from the old Googleator that I looked up and made this slide. In the USA, live commerce revenue, which is live selling on the internet, from 2026 to 2030, you see the numbers. And I'm telling you this because how many of you have ever joined a company and all you ever asked for, can I ever get into something that's not a Me Too company that hasn't been done 10,000 times and the timing is right for what's going to happen in the future and we're the first ones to do it? Well, you're here. Congratulations. Look at 26, 37.3 billion, 27, 28, 29, 30, up to $148.3 billion selling on the internet in the USA alone. The world numbers are even bigger. Even bigger. And who do you think the number one platform is forecast to be? Who do you think it is? You're right, TikTok. The number one platform for selling online, live selling, is TikTok. They're doing it already. Already. It's the fastest growing social commerce engine, short form live synergy, major US user base expansion. Why? They just sold it to Oracle. Oracle just bought TikTok. Okay? They just did. And look at the projected curve for TikTok on live selling. They do it already, y'all. They got people on there selling live already. Doing what? Mystery boxes. They got people live already doing what? TikTok affiliates. They do it on TikTok. And the reason it's so different, because when you go live on TikTok, immediate audience. When you go live on Facebook, most people that see it are going to see your replay. That's the difference. Immediate. immediate exposure, right? But here's some of the reasons why people will not take advantage of this trend that you're in front of right now. Over in Japan and China and Korea, live selling on the internet is over 50% of their gross product. They're killing it. We're not even close to that here. But a lot of you will look at this and go, well, I'm not on TikTok. One of my best friends, Clyde George, told me tonight, I'm not on TikTok. Or you'll say, I don't understand TikTok. I don't want to sell anything on TikTok. I don't have anything to sell, or I don't want to be on camera. It's okay. But you need to have a TikTok account. Doesn't mean you got to do all those things, but you'll let those stop you from getting an account if you don't have one. And we fully understand this position. This is why this is perfect what we're doing. You don't have to sell on TikTok. You don't have to be on camera. You don't have to do any of those things. All you do is invite people to go to our live on TikTok. When they're connected to you as a free lifetime member or a pro member, just go look, watch them. We're doing the talking, we're doing the selling, we're doing the showing, we're collecting them, we're doing it all for you, live, every day. All you do is they go over there, if they buy a box, you get paid. Simple. And every time they come back on other boxes, they got a great box, they come and get another one, you get paid again, and again, and again. That's how this works, y'all. Okay? And for those of you that are free lifetime members or you're a pro member, your back office looks kind of the same, but this is a free members back office. And for those of you that want to say, well, what is the compensation plan? Well, let's talk about the existing compensation plan we have right now. All you have to do is log into your back office and you see that red arrow that says media, click it. When you click it, it takes you to a page and it takes you here, company videos. There it is, compensation plan video. Just click the button that says watch. It is a detailed compensation plan video, tells you every single way to get paid on the compensation plan we've had there for over a year. And it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal plan. But I want you to understand something. Into why you're here. You're here for this new thing that we're doing, mystery boxes. And why we are different than anyone else out there. Why we're different? Pretty simple. Mystery fun finds. What makes us different? On the new boxes that we're putting together, because we have the other store already, but the new boxes, we know what's in the boxes. There's no junk, there's no fillers. So when you purchase a box, the MSRP is much higher than what's paid for. And those people will keep coming back. And if you don't believe people are buying mystery boxes, I'm going to invite you to go to TikTok and go to that search engine up there, the little round search magnifying glass. Go type in mystery boxes. Go watch some of these people. You'll see 300, 400, 200. Constantly, anytime they're on, people going, how do I buy one? Where do I buy one? We're doing the same thing right now. The same exact thing. But we are venturing out to make ourselves different. Why? We want to help all those people that are buying boxes elsewhere. We want to bring them to us. We want to help you where you don't have to really sell anything. You can have somebody sign up to be a free lifetime member and go watch us do the mystery boxes for you. They'll buy a box and you get paid. Handsomely, I might add. Okay? That's what we do. So we have a new bonus plan. Now I want you to understand something. Let's be clear up front. Don't get mistaken. This is not a compensation plan. We already have that. I showed you where to find it. That is our original compensation plan. This is a bonus plan. And this bonus plan is attached to our what? Our mystery box program. That's what it's attached to. And for you to be involved in this plan, to make money off of this plan, you have to be a pro member of Fun Saver Network. What does that mean, Ron? You got to spend $25 a month to have a business. Let me say that again. You got to spend $25 a month to have a business in a box. See, the bonus plan is only available to pro members. Now, free members, free lifetime members, can go buy a box. Yes, they can. But they're not involved in the bonus plan. But you, as a pro member, can send all the free members connected to you when they buy a box. You get paid. Why? Because you're a pro member. So here's my recommendation at the moment. Get plugged in. understand where we're going. See, I learned a long time ago. If you see something you want to do and you really want to do it, you got to get in, you got to plug in, you got to stay in. I learned that a long time ago. Don't let every little thing come across your plate and go, oh, okay, I'm over here. Oh, wait, I'm over here. You can't. I learned from a guy, the very first guy that made $1 million a month in this industry. The very first one, his name is Holden Bugs, lives down the street from me. He taught me a long time ago, Ron, you have all the talent in the world, but you're looking at everything in the world. And here's what he told me. He goes, I want you to think of, I tell you, in that well over there, there's tons of oil. I need you to go pump that well and pump it till you get it. And I go over here and I start pumping this well and pumping this well and pumping this well, and I'm getting tired. I got to switch hands, and I'm still getting tired. I put 2 hands on it, and finally, I get a little bit of oil out of it. What do most people do? Okay, I won. Let's go to another well. Now you go pump this well, and you pump this well, and you're pumping this one. You got 2 hands going on, and all of a sudden you get a little bit out of this one, and you go to the third well. You only got 2 hands. You can't pump all 3. Look, I got no problem with people doing multiple businesses. Can you make the first one work before you go to another one? I learned that a long time ago, ladies and gentlemen. Until you got 10,000 hours in that first business, I wouldn't suggest going and finding another one unless they just close up on you and they're gone. Then you might have to find another one, right? So my recommendation to you now, get plugged in. Understand where we're going. Be ready. That's right. Look, I can't give you the entire bonus plan tonight. I can't. Shane will not allow that to happen because we got 2 things that we're working out on. We are solid with it. We've been solid with a week. I don't believe anything's going to change. Probably, I'm guessing sometime next week, we're going to release it. That's what I'm guessing. Don't hold me to it, but I don't see anything that can hold that. And Shane, if you're on here, you're more than welcome to break in and tell me that something could. Okay? So, if you want to see what this looks like, if you want to see what TikTok looks like with mystery boxes, and you've never seen it, just go to TikTok and search mystery boxes, or go to Mystery Fun Finds. We're live on there every day, different hours of the day. Just go do that. If you're a free lifetime member right now and you know this is coming and you know the only way you can make this money is be a pro member, go be a pro member. Go to your dashboard and click that button that says be a pro member. It's $25. And when you do that, you get tons of stuff like the 2 apps that saves you money on everything you buy in your daily life. That saves you money. My suggestion is get plugged in right now. As I started this phone call, I told you, some people are going to see this and they're going to change their financial future. And I know that we were up to like 80 people. And where are we at now? I don't even know. We're at 57. Where'd 23 of them go? I don't know. It's not important. But I want you to understand something. The reason that these mystery boxes are selling on TikTok, because it's fun. People are having a blast buying stuff that they don't even know what's in it, because it's the thrill of the chase. It's the thrill of finding something good. It's the treasure hunt. What's different about us is we know what's in there. And we know when we send you something, the MSRP is going to be more than what you paid for it. Every single time. So what I want you to do, I want you to get ready to have tons of fun with our company, Mystery Fun Finds, on TikTok. It's live energy for you that you can send people to go watch. And it's something totally different. And we're the first ones in this arena in network marketing and the MLM that has put a bonus plan to live selling on the internet. Congratulations. You're first. Just get ready to have fun. Mystery boxes, live energy, something totally, totally different. Okay? Now, stop sharing. Perfect. All right, everybody's still here. I can still see people. That's amazing. That's amazing. My computer's still going. No, it's okay. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Listen, if you were here, I want to thank you for hanging out with us. But if you're here because somebody sent you here, because somebody asked you to come here and say, what are they doing? What are they doing? I want to tell you something. If that person asks you to come here and you're not a part of FunSaver yet, you're going to want to get with that person and become I'm going to say a pro member. You can be a free lifetime member if you want to. That's up to you. But folks, it's $25 a month. Everybody throws away $25 a month and you don't even know where it went. And that's all it is 25. We're not one of those companies that go, well, first you got to pay $25 and then if you want to make money with it, it's going to cost you another $70. No, we don't do that. That's not a level playing field. It's $25. That's it for everybody. You can spend $25 and be a pro member and get huge discounts on what you're buying, or you can spend $25 and get huge discounts and build a business. Up to you. Strict up to you. So get with the person that sent you here. Make sure you become a member if you're not a member of FunSaver Network. And if you are a free member, get to that person that brought you into this company, or just go to your dashboard, sign in, and hit that $25 button. Because I'm telling you, as sure as I'm sitting here, I've been watching mystery boxes for 90 days now. 90 days. Not once has it slipped. It just keeps going up and up and up. And the short amount of time we've done it, we've had hundreds of people join this company. Hundreds. Now, here's something I'm going to leave you with. As free people come on board, as people come from TikTok and they see our mystery boxes and they buy a box, everybody that buys a box, if they're not a free lifetime member, they become one. We have this plethora. We have this waiting room of free lifetime members that's bought a box. We don't want them. The company don't want them, but they're sitting there. And what we're going to do, all of those people will be doled out to the active pro members. The definition of active pro member, we don't know. That's Shane's decision. But I know that's what we're going to do. When's the last time you ever been with a company goes, here's your people to work with? Doesn't happen. That's just another thing I'm telling you about Shane that's different. We got hundreds. We're going to give you some people. There you go. Just be an active pro member. So guys and girls, listen, Shane, I know you're not here, but thank you. Kesia, thank you so much for spending your time. And I want to thank each and every one of you for spending your time, because very seldom do we ever run an hour and a half. Never do we do that. But we did this evening. And a lot of you are still here. And the ones that are still here, you're getting it. I hope you're getting it. I hope you're understanding. Because I'm telling you, as sure as I'm sitting here, I've been doing this for 35 years. And you know, this is the first time in my life I've ever been in a company that literally I have something in front of me that no one has ever done. No one's ever done this. This is the first time in my career I've ever had it. And if you're new in this industry, you're lucky you have it. So up to you now. Stay in touch. Watch your emails. Make sure you get your text messages. Make sure you start paying attention, because every other Thursday night, this platform on Thursday is going to be me, not me all the time, because I don't want it to be me all the time. I'm kind of like Kesia. In the back, on the stage, somebody help me get back to the back of the room again. I need you guys doing this. It's not that hard, right? So that's where I'm headed. Every other Thursday night, this platform will be for training and teaching and moving forward and accountability. And how many did you send to the live? That's what it's going to be. Because like Kesia said, if I can't help people get to where I'm getting, I'm no good. I'm no good. I can only do that through here. I can't be at all your houses. I can't travel like we used to. I used to do, believe it or not, I used to do house meetings up and down the coast of Florida. That's a huge business. We don't do that anymore. It happens on here. Mm-hmm. It happens here. Okay, so thanks everybody for being here. I thank you so much. We have some people that's going to be on here. They're going to teach you how to do TikTok. Somebody that is a professional at TikTok will come on. They're going to show you how to do it. They're going to show you how to post on it. They're going to show you everything. We got your back. We got you covered. But if you don't have a TikTok account, go get one. Because here's what I hear. I got to tell you real quick and I'll go. I've talked to people who go, hey, you got a TikTok account? No, I don't want one of those. Why? I don't know anything about it. I don't want to do it. You know, it's China. No, stop. But the funny thing is, the people that are saying, I don't want one of those TikTok accounts, because they don't know how to do it are the same people that have a Facebook account. And they didn't know how to do Facebook when they did that. But they did it. TikTok is just as easy. It's simple. Get a TikTok account. You're going to want one so you know what's going on. Really, you are. I'm not telling you got to go dance on TikTok. I'm not telling you got to put your face on TikTok. Not what I'm saying. Just get your account. Okay? That's what I'm saying. All right, everybody. Hour and a half. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will be doing this every other Thursday. We'll be doing trainings and teachings and different things. So good luck. Have a fantastic Friday. Have a great weekend. Stay warm if you're in a cold place. Bye, everybody. God bless.
Bye, everybody. Thanks,
care.
Ron. Thanks, Keisha.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye, Ron. Have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.